Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. We are in Johnson County, Kentucky, just south of Paintsville at the Jennies Creek Trailhead of the Dawkins Line Rail Trail. For those of you not familiar, the Dawkins Line is the longest rail trail in Kentucky. It has really been an emerging system. For several years, the trail was broken up into sections, and now there is actually a 25-mile section which is completely paved. So the eastern 25 miles of the trail are paved. There is a break in a tunnel, and then there's another 11 miles in Breathitt County, which is currently gravel. And so I'll talk more once we get up to the Tip Top Tunnel. I'll talk more about that break and sort of the future plans of the trail. But our plan today, this is the easternmost trailhead. We are going to head east just to go out to the eastern terminus of the trail. We'll turn around and then we'll head on up. Have some nice features, lots of railroad trestles that we'll pass over. We'll go through the Gun Creek Tunnel into the little town of Royalton. There's another really nice trailhead there. And then we'll make our way up to the Tip Top Tunnel before we turn around. So we'll be riding in Johnson and Magoffin counties this morning. It is the end of October and it's very pretty here. Lots of fall colors, so really looking forward to that. And just really excited to be back here because of the pavement. So it's going to be a very different riding experience, and this has been a very popular move, particularly among local riders here. And the way we approach this is we came in to Prestonsburg last night, and we rode yesterday afternoon the Prestonsburg Passage, and then we stayed at Jenny Wiley Campground last night, and then this Hager Hill is only about 10 miles away from the trailhead for Archer Park. So as a crow flies anyway. So these are two very close rail trails together, so it'd be very easy to come and piece together an adventure just like this, where basically you come ride one rail trail, get up, and then go and do an out and back on this paved section and get almost 50 miles on the Dawkins Line. So really looking forward to riding back on the Dawkins Line Rail Trail. Turning left onto the trail and heading out to the eastern terminus. Smooth, smooth. Really pretty. A little cold this morning. It's about 42 degrees, so it's like refrigerator weather. Seeing some fenced areas, presumably for horses, so good time to point out that this is actually a shared use trail between walkers or hikers and horseback riders and cyclists. And just by way of trail etiquette, cyclists always yield to the other two groups. And we're coming into the little hamlet of Hager Hill. And we're real close to the end of the line here. Over here on the right is a marathon station that has food. One place where you can go. Build that into your ride. All right, we're right at 2 miles and we're approaching the eastern terminus of the Dawkins Line Rail Trail. All right, we just basically passed the Jenny's Creek trailhead. So this is new territory for us, and it said we just saw a sign that it's about 5.8 miles to the Swamp Branch trailhead. Pretty place to call home. We're coming up on the Swamp Branch trailhead. So the last one had pit toilets, water, and trash, and this one's more primitive. I'm just seeing like basically a parking lot and a little trailhead marker. So, and you see it goes way on down here, but this place, the name has escaped me, but I'll look it up. It's closed on Sunday, so we're not able to go there today, but they have you know, local grocery, make some local produce, and then nice deli and stuff. So anyway, lots of parking. This trailhead goes on a long ways through here, and I'm guessing that this is more heavily utilized by people with like horse trailers. We just left the end of the Swamp Branch trailhead. There was a nice little sign there basically telling us that the next trailhead is the Beshear trailhead, which is in Royalton, and it's like 9.9 miles. And we're really starting to climb now. Of course, these are rail trail grades, so the grade is gradual, but this is not flat when we're done. But Ride with GPS estimates to be about 2,000 feet of climbing. And I love these rocks through here, just kind of climbing up to the tunnel. And so we were basically front loading a lot of the climbing of the trip. So we'll climb up to the Gun Creek Tunnel. It'll descend some into Royalton, and then we'll climb up again to the Tip Top Tunnel. But I'm really loving all this fall color. We're crossing one of the railroad trestles. I don't know if these statistics are still valid, but I want to say that there was like 24 railroad trestles on the Dawkins line, so lots of cool wooden trestle bridges to cross over. I just have to say, I really love this particular section of the eastern end of the trail. The Breathitt County section is very remote, so in some ways I would say that if you don't mind riding some gravel and you're looking for remote riding, it's really pretty out there. But this is just gorgeous through here. You get all this rock, and then there's this wonderful tree canopy. And as we're climbing, there's some nice drops into valleys on either side of you. Look at that, beautiful. It's just like riding through a postcard. This is one of the cooler trestles. Nice curve here over a nice valley. Really cool. We are a little under 16 miles into our ride, and we are approaching the Gun Creek Tunnel. And this, you know, is the very first railroad tunnel I ever rode through. Ridden through a lot since then, so there's definitely a nostalgia to come back and ride through this. And it's really cool. If you've never ridden through one, we certainly recommend bringing a light. I brought one on the trip and forgot to put it on my bike this morning, but it's like, can't remember the exact distance, I'll throw that up there, but there's kind of an optical illusion that occurs in these tunnels where it seems to get longer as you're going through. So looking forward to getting back here on a gorgeous fall day and riding through Gun Creek Tunnel. It's nice to have a smooth ride.
Yeah. It's not on hill yet. In southern area.
We are coming into the trail town of Royalton. So at the far end of town here, there's a little mom and pop's convenience store over here, as well as a Dollar General. So we're passing the Beshear Trailhead, which is the last sort of state developed trailhead to the west. But we're gonna head on up to the Tip Top Tunnel. You can see it's 4.4 miles ahead. Looks like a very healthy, but nonetheless a loose dog. Go home, buddy. Go home. We're starting our climb up here to the Tip Top Tunnel. Interesting. So it is the pavement ends actually before you get to Tip Top Tunnel. So this is still gravel down here, so to give you a sense of what things used to be like, and it's pretty rough gravel at that. But this is still part of the Dawkins line, so we're going to go up, take a look at the tunnel, and talk about future development. All right, guys, so we are at the top of Tip Top in the area known as Tip Top, and this is the tunnel here. And this tunnel is closed, and you can see that they've got it barricaded off. They don't want you going in there. There's been a tunnel collapse, and my understanding is that it's been deemed that it would be way too costly to try to reopen the tunnel. So on the other side of the tunnel is the Griffith County section of the Dawkins Line, which is currently unpaved to the tune of upwards, it's a little less than 11 miles. And that is very scenic, rural section of trail. And there is a vision to connect the two. And that involves going up development of some kind of trails that would go up over the mountain to connect it to the other side. And that would all eventually be paved and all be unified so that the eventual length of the trail will be 36 miles. So currently we've gone, let's see, about a little shy of 27. So not quite 25 miles to get up from one end of the trail to the other. If you were just starting at the far end to here. But when it's all said and done, again, it'll be 36 miles. Look forward to when that happens. But this is very much a work in progress, and you can see that this has evolved quite a lot since we were here the last time. Looking forward to getting to ride back downhill, and particularly once we get back down to Gun Creek Tunnel, we're going to have a long downhill stretch back to the eastern end of the trail. As always, we hope you found this content useful. If you did, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.